Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen, and all in between, and welcome back to part 12 of the Inquisitor path for the life and suffering of Sir Brante. When we last left off, we finished off our section on youth, and we've just moved back home to Anisot to become a new member of the Inquisition, or also a priest of the new faith. So we're 20 years old, it's year 1138, this is chapter 4. Let's jump straight in. Spiritual guidance. The air in the carriage is stuffy despite the blinds that shut out the sun. It will take time to get used to the heat again. The scorching days are followed by freezing nights, such is the desert in wintertime. Jeanne has changed drastically during her months away. You struggle to begin a conversation with her. In the end, she is the first to speak. It's time I told you of our mission in Anisot, Brother Jordan. Then why has the Inquisition decided to assign it to two recent seminary graduates? The Inquisition considers me sufficiently prepared for this mission, and I vouch for you. The mission that awaits us will take a long time to complete. I need somebody reliable by my side. Margula has grown restless of late. The teachings of Photis have taken root here. The local priests reject their duty. They tell their congregations to seek their lots within themselves. They claim the teachings of Saint Ezatius are lies. Don't they see they're marching straight to the foot of the pillar and dragging their flock along with them? I don't believe that, but anyway. But that's not all. The church received an anonymous letter denouncing Cassius, the patriarch of Margula, for enabling all manners of sects and heresies in the province and blaspheming against the gods. This report must be investigated, and should we find proof of his guilt, we are to remove Cassius from his post and defrock him. Needless to say, this will not be easy. Right now the Magdalene Inquisition is weak, respected neither by the nobles nor the clergy. Until they recognize our authority, they will be unlikely to obey us. Cassius has been patriarch since Photis' demise 5 years ago. He was elected unanimously at the sacred conclave of Magdala. He is beloved by his flock and respected by the clergy. We have therefore been secretly advised to investigate this matter in secret. Strongly advised. We must restore the authority of the Inquisition. Then, if Cassius is indeed guilty, we must find proof. Then, and only then, may we accuse him openly. The tribunal hearing against Patriarch Eunice Diamant was a disgrace. What happened there must not be repeated in Magdala. The Church has entrusted Inquisitor Ulrich with this case. We are expected to assist in his investigation. However we can and help protect Anisot against heresy. But I think we should be wary of him. Father Ulrich is a ruthless man and a zealous inquisitor, overzealous at times. They say he has burned entire villages to the ground for the sake of the true faith. We will do our utmost to restore the authority of the Inquisition, but I fear Father Ulrich may be inclined to abuse this authority. Please, for our sake, be discreet around him. Either way, our mission will not be simple, but we must restore order in Magdala. Let us eradicate every seed of heresy here and uproot the weeds of this new faith. The city that houses the silver tree must remain a symbol of true faith. Can I count on your support, Jordan? I don't know. We're going to be of the new faith. We're heading towards the power of the new faith. Not towards religious riots because it's too dangerous, but and I guess indisputable authority would be really good. So we could support Jeanne. Jeanne gives us +1. Disagree with Jeanne, where we get theology up and eloquence up, which sounds quite good actually, because we'll move eloquence towards the final level, as well as get an extra one for theology, doesn't matter, and evade the question. No, we're going to disagree with Jeanne. The new faith is no heresy. You make it clear to Jeanne that you do not see the new faith as a heresy. When it comes to purging false teachings and sects, bolstering the Inquisition's authority, or investigating Patriarch Cassius, you will be there for her. But half the clergy has recognized the teachings of Patriarch Photis. There are even new believers among the ranks of the Inquisition. Those who preach the new faith see that the teachings of Saint Ezatius are not perfect. The world has changed, and its laws must change along with it. The answer provided by Ezatius 1,000 years ago no longer suits the Empire. The new faith is an attempt to resolve this contradiction. Jeanne raises her eyebrows. She is clearly astounded by your response. Well, at least you were honest with me. I can only hope that you will think differently when you see those who defy their lots firsthand. You greatly underestimate the threat their dogma represents. So Prophet can't go any higher. but we're only one away from great orators, which is really good. We are literally the second coming of Saint Isatheus, I hope. The walls of Anizot finally appear on the horizon. A challenging mission awaits you on behalf of the Inquisition, but first, you are going home. I look forward to seeing our family, although it's in a bit of a state at the minute. In the service of the Inquisition, year 1138, you started your work as an Inquisitor of Magra. Yeah, our family's in a bit of in jeopardy at the minute, as we will see in a second. Our reputation is pretty rubbish. Our wealth is moderate, which is not too bad, and there's disagreements in our family. I want to try and get us as close as I can to harmony in this playthrough. Homecoming. I've been looking forward to this. The carriage stops. The familiar gate. Your bedroom window, the same one you used to climb out of at night from time to time. The well-tended garden with its imported soil, delightful greenery, and mother's beloved violet irises. The porch you used to jump off of when you were little. You were home. You touch the handle of the front door and halt for a moment. It has been 4 years since you left for Eterna, but it feels like yesterday. The air inside is cool as usual. Father cannot stand this stuffy room and insists on constantly airing out the house. Nathan's shaggy head peeks out from behind the sitting room door. Your younger brother is the first to reach you, crying out with joy. He embraces you tightly. Nathan is now almost as tall as you are, and his hair almost reaches his shoulders, but he still has the same lost look in his eye he had when he was a boy. You're finally back, Jordan. Home just hasn't been the same without you. And look, you're wearing a cassock, a true priest. I'll never be one, unfortunately. I didn't get into the seminary. He stares at the ground guiltily. I thought actually when we got the revelation in adolescence that would get him into the seminary, but I guess not. You show him the prayer book you brought for him by the great temple of the twins back in the capital. May the light of the faith shine in your eyes forevermore, brother. Nathan clutches at the little prayer book and nods with gratitude. Mother walks out of the sitting room. Nathan runs to her and she leans on his arm as he leads her to you. Mother's back is bent. She has grown pale and a thin web of wrinkles covers her face. She can barely stand unassisted. These are the troubling, telltale signs of the illness your brother and sister mentioned in their letters from home. Slowly, she embraces you. You press your face into her shoulder, breathing in the nearly forgotten, dearly beloved smell. Mother holds your shoulders and studies you for a long time. You've been away so long, my son, but it was all for a good reason. I am so very proud you chose to follow the priestly lot. Never in my wildest dreams did I think my own son would bring the twins' teachings to the world and save other men's souls. To think I held you in these arms not so long ago. Mother's arms are thinner now. They feel nearly weightless. Gloria walks up to you next. She is dressed in men's clothing, including culottes, a frock coat, and a necktie with a massive pin. She is almost unrecognizable in her attire. There are dark circles under her eyes, as though from lack of sleep or frequent tears. Probably both known Gloria's situation. Her first words to you are dripping with sarcasm. Well, hello there, my brother the priest. Can't say I expected that. You'll be the one watching over our souls now, I suppose. You offer a composed response. You will always be ready to help Gloria if she finds herself in need of spiritual guidance. But you are not just a priest, you are also her brother. Gloria breaks into an involuntary smile. She finally lets her feelings show and embraces you. Loud footsteps echo down the stairs. Stefan appears. Your elder brother has grown taller and more broad-shouldered. You notice how harsh his features have become. He looks even more like his grandfather now. Stefan greets you politely with a solemn nod. Greetings, brother. It's a shame you returned with a cassock rather than a sword, but at least you weren't left a commoner like our youngest brother. You may not have earned a noble lot, but your cause is important to the Empire. The Brante family welcomes you. You know, for Stefan, that's probably as best we can get from him, so I respect that. How are we doing with him actually at the minute? +1, which is good. Nathan is +4, which is nice. Gloria +1. Man +5. And Dad is 0. As he says these words, you hear the door to Father's office open. Father looks older, his back is hunched and he squints. There are deep lines around his mouth and silver threads in his dark hair and moustache. He stops a few steps away and examines you from head to toe. You meet his gaze. When I sent you off to the capital, I didn't expect you to return like this, but you have chosen your path. I am saddened that you won't follow in my footsteps, but such is the will of the twins. I accept your decision. With a bit of hesitation, Father comes closer and pats you on the back. Well then, time for dinner. Your mother has prepared a veritable feast for you. For the first time in years, the entire family is together. You can finally spend some time with another member of your family today. So we can find out how Mother is doing, which gives her +1. Gloria, which brings Stefan down and Gloria up. Chat with Nathan, which brings Nathan up. Or talk to Stefan, which brings him up and Gloria down. I mean, I'd like to pick Mother, but, you know, she's already 5. She can't go any higher, so I think that rules her out. We could talk to Gloria, but that loses us Stefan, and he's on 1. I don't want him down to 0. We could chat with Nathan, which will give him +1 for maximum. Or we can talk to Stefan, which brings Gloria down to 0, but I don't particularly care about Gloria, to be honest. So it's going to be either Nathan or Stefan. I did Nathan in my Noble playthrough, so I kind of partly don't want to talk to him, but at the same time, it would be nice to have him maxed out. But in saying that, I think it would be really nice to increase our relationship with Stefan as well. I'm going to go with Stefan, actually. I think we'll have more opportunities to get Nathan to max in future. I think Stefan needs it for now. We decided to discuss business with our elder. Oh, do we though? Like, I love Nathan so much. I really want to talk to him. I think he really needs it as well. But let's talk to Stefan. It's probably right we talk to the... actually... Yeah, let's talk to Stefan. You decide to discuss business with your elder brother. After the meal, you and Stefan lounge by the fireplace. You question your brother exhaustively about the changes that have taken place in your household since you left to pursue an education. Family matters are mostly in my hands now. Father's work as a judge keeps him exceedingly busy, but it's time for the Brantes to become nobles of the sword. I am 3rd generation nobility, which means I can claim a hereditary title for us. I have to socialize, to build our reputation, to secure elite patronage for us. It is a grand cause, and now you share it with me, even as a priest. Remember that any actions of yours could have an impact on the reputation of the Brante family. Don't I know it, Stefan, believe me. Stefan frowns. Our family is excessively atypical. I respect Father's wish to let Lydia's illegitimate daughter stay with us, but there are limits. Gloria is an audacious rebel, and Nathan is as useless, good for nothing. They do not know their place and often compromise the honour of the Brante family. But at least you are wise enough to transcend the lowly lot, Jordan. Pray tell me what your life in the capital was like. Have you made any useful acquaintances? Our family would benefit from good connections right now. So I'm glad we did that. It's nice to hear a little bit more from him. Although it also would have been nice to hear about Nathan and how he's getting on, but I think will have a better role to play in our playthrough later on. You delve into a discussion of recent news from the capital with your brother. Gloria walks by, casting a disappointed glance in your direction, then disappears upstairs. I think Gloria's a bit spoiled, to be honest, in a certain way. I do sympathise with her, but maybe I'll get a chance to talk about that later on. The Sacred Conclave. Spring has come. The nightly chill of the desert loses its bite, the daily heat dissipates in gentle rains. At the local Inquisition ward, you are greeted only by dust, dirt, and silence. The building is completely abandoned. It takes both of you several weeks just to make it presentable again. Father Ulrich is yet to arrive. You and Jeanne have kept your arrival a secret, but you cannot wait any longer. Today is the day when a sacred conclave must assemble in every province of the Empire. You will have to make your presence known to the brothers and sisters of the clergy and announce your mission to purge heresy and apostasy. During a secret conclave, each province elects a patriarch to represent the faith for the next 8 years. In the old days, every man and woman of the flock had to attend the conclave, but that tradition is long gone. Now only the clergy have a say. Conclave Day is a sacred day indeed. On this day, the twins themselves descend and reside within the temples of the empire. They bear witness to the chosen patriarchs of each province, the holiest among equals, the men who will speak to the gods themselves on behalf of their flock. Cassius assumed the patriarch after the tragic death of Patriarch Photus and has not been presented to the twins yet. Nevertheless, there is no doubt Cassius will be elected by the clergy of Magla once again. The conclave was held at the temple by the silver tree. The last time you were there, you were just a little boy. You were struck by the tree even then, but now you gaze at it as though it were an old friend, an inquisitor. You no longer need to touch the tree to feel the life beating within it. The square by the silver tree is rarely crowded, but today it is packed. All three lots are represented here in ample numbers. The nobles repose in soft chairs in the shade of the tents. The clergy file into the temple one by one. The common folk swarm the square, pushing and shoving for a better view. You hear cries of joy, a hum of approval, and applause. The common people do indeed favour Cassius. You and Jeanne have to push through the crowd to reach the temple doors. Not even Eterna had crowds this big. I thought we'd be trampled for sure. Before entering the temple, you place your hand on the trunk of the tree. It is remarkably warm. At least one thing is still the same. There are over 100 people in the temple. All the clergy of Magla are gathered here. From the abbots of the principal Magla temples to travel preachers. Most wear the black robes of the old faith. In the far corner of the hall, however, you see several priests of the new faith. Few in number and dressed in white, they keep to the side. You and Jeanne sit in the front row. The others eye you with curiosity and suspicion. You catch your names among the whispers that fill the temple. It seems your arrival was a secret to no one. There is so much fear in them, so much hatred. Do you think they're hiding something? Or has someone poisoned their minds against our order? The cheering of the crowd drowns out Jeanne's words. Patriarch Cassius is approaching, blessing the people around him as he crosses the square. The patriarch enters the temple. The doors are locked behind him. The clamour grows quiet. Cassius has a pleasant look about him. A sturdy, middle-aged man, he greets people with a soft, peaceful smile. Those gathered at the temple rise from the pews to greet the patriarch. The priests in white cassocks are the last to rise. One of them, a priest of considerable age, catches your attention. You are struck by his clean-shaven face and the uncannily sharp look in his eye. The trim of his cassock is embroidered with gold, and his hands rest upon a long staff to help him stand. That is Father Leonard. He has been the abbot of this temple for over 20 years. I remember him as a wise and kindly man, but my sorrow for him knows no measure now. Photus's teachings have clouded his mind. The patriarch greets the audience with a dignified bow, and everyone takes their seats. Cassius slowly ascends the stairs to the altar of the twins and kneels before their images. The words of his prayer echo throughout the temple. O heavenly lords, O givers of life, the younger, defender of the world, judge and counselor, the elder, the spirit of truth and love, filling everything with his presence. We humbly abide by your law, by the three lots of Isatius. May the righteous achieve eternal bliss, and may the sinners suffer retribution without mercy. In your sight, I hereby relinquish my authority as patriarch. May you allow your children to elect him who shall take my place. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I don't think we can become patriarch, but it would be pretty cool if we could. The air feels heavy as though it is pressing down on you. The priests remain motionless, holding their breath. An incredible, all-consuming silence falls upon the room. In this silence you hear the faint patter of footsteps across the temple. The moment slowly passes, the illusion fades, the air becomes light again. A staff taps against the tiles. The leader of the new faith approaches Cassius. We have seen their sign. The twins are with us now. I, Father Leonard, abbot of the temple by the silver tree, declare the sacred conclave open. Father Cassius, would you please join the rest? With a smile, Cassius does so. And so, the conclave of Magla must elect a patriarch to speak to the twins on behalf of our faith for the next 8 years to come. Speak the names of those who are worthy. Several dozen voices answer his call, all at once. Cassius! Cassius! Father Cassius! No other candidate is mentioned. Father Leonard rubs the bridge of his nose before he continues. So, you have spoken the name of Father Cassius. I hear none other. Then let us begin the ceremony. The acolytes give every priest 2 stones, one black and one white. An enormous bowl is brought to stand before the altar of the twins. Once the stones have filled the bowl, Father Leonard begins to count them, dividing them into 2 piles on either side of the altar for all to see. I count 1 black stone for each new believer here. Does this mean that all the others trust him without reservation? Then let the will of the sacred conclave be done beneath the watchful eye of the twins. Father Cassius shall be our patriarch. He shall be our voice before the twins and our mentor in this earthly realm. Cassius steps before the altar, the soft smile still on his face. Before the image of the twins, I accept my burden as Patriarch of Magla. May the wisdom of the younger and the power of the elder grant me strength in this service. The priests rise from their pews once again to cheer for the new Patriarch. Father Leonard raises a hand, calling for silence. Brothers and sisters, this conclave is concluded, but before we exit this temple, I announce the name of the new Patriarch to the people. We must first hear out the Inquisitors who have come to our province. They will proclaim their mission so that each priest may relay their words to his or her parish. You and Jeanne take a step towards the altar, but an unexpected creaking sound startles those within the temple. The temple doors burst open. An armed squad marches into the hall, champions of faith, warriors of the Order of the Inquisition. They are led by Inquisitor Ulrich. He holds an edict sealed with 3 seals. Who dares violate the laws of the sacred conclave? The doors of the temple must remain closed until a new patriarch has been elected. The patriarch's voice booms within the temple walls, as though the twins themselves share his indignation, and yet Inquisitor Ulrich only raises his eyebrows in response. But Patriarch, the conclave has concluded, has it not? I am Inquisitor Ulrich. I have been sent by the Order of the Inquisition to purge the last remnants of Charles Melanidas' legacy from your province. Anyone insolent enough to stand in my way shall be branded an ally of the heretics and sentenced to true death. You exchange a quick glance with Jeanne. Purging the dark legacy of Charles Melanidas from the province may be a trumped-up excuse, but it grants an Inquisitor incredible authority. Here in Magla, it is all too easy to tie anything and anyone to the rebellious Duke. There are 2 other Inquisitors present here. I want their voices to be heard, not just by the members of the conclave, but by the common people as well. The clergy of Magna often tend to ignore or utterly distort the will of the Inquisition. I am here to prevent this from happening. His words are met with indignant cries, but Father Ulrich remains still. His piercing gaze transfixes Cassius, waiting for an answer. The Patriarch is perplexed at first, but he slowly begins to regain his composure as he recognizes the support he enjoys on the part of the clergy. You have no right to bring strife to this house of the twins. Magla never required the attention of the Inquisition when I was its Patriarch, and nothing has changed. Our congregation's faith is stronger than ever. The confidence in his voice grows. The other priests support him with shouts of encouragement. Inquisitor Ulrich takes several steps towards Cassius. Those are powerful words, Patriarch. The Order of the Inquisition wants to determine whether or not they are true. If they are, we will leave Magla. Ulrich gestures for you to come closer. But I have interrupted your speech, Inquisitors. Come, make our intentions known. I am certain the people will give you their due attention now. Brother Jordan, kindly address those who have gathered here today from the temple steps. So we can accuse the migrants. Oh wow, which gives us Inquisitor power, family reputation, Jeanne +1 and Father Ulrich +1. That's interesting. Or we can put the migrants at ease. Which gives us tolerance of the fate and reputation, but Jeanne goes down and Father Leonard goes up. Well, we said we are going to work towards tolerance of the fates, so let's do that. It's a shame about Jeanne, but so that will give us 4, put us in a modest position, as well as putting us into the power of the new faith almost, which is good. We need to be careful though, because the Inquisition is close to being in a dangerous position. We're going to put the migrants at ease. You address the gathering with words of peace and reconciliation. We're not here to cause a schism. You stand on the steps of the temple. The crowd watches your face, distraught. The clergy stare at your back, wary and alert. It is as though the entire city has gathered to hear you speak. You tell them that the Inquisition has come to Anisot on an important mission, but it is by no means a mission of punishment. You have been sent here to save souls, to protect them from the dangers of heresy and magic. All of you, yourself included, are but humble children of the twins. Those whose faith is strong have nothing to fear from you. The crowd is silent. Jeanne stares at you in confusion. You hear hushed whispers among the clergy behind your back. It brings me joy to hear these words. To fight the scourge of magic is a worthy cause, but I doubt you will find it here in Magla. Now excuse me while I greet my flock and announce the conclusion of the conclave. You breathe a sigh of relief only when you return to the Inquisition ward. Inquisitor Ulrich is not pleased with you, and he makes no effort to hide it. I was told to act as your mentor. The first thing I will tell you is this: you must cast away all fear and indecision. They are luxuries we cannot afford. We are the servants of the twins, and we are their shield, their sword of punishment. We are the ones who must be feared. Inquisitor Brante, you are supposed to show our strength, but instead you showed only weakness. You are supposed to remind the sinners of the inevitable punishment that awaits them. You are supposed to strike fear into the hearts of the apostates, to show the flock that we are here to root out all heresy and sin, but instead you made it seem as though our mission will not affect them. I'm sorry, Jeanne. You two will handle the affairs of the Order while I investigate the Patriarch's schemes. Dismissed. Father Leonard likes us, he sympathizes with us now. We're getting closer to power of the new faith. And our family reputation has gone up to being modest, which is great. We need it to be 8 or 9 though if we want to get ennobled by the sword. Which would be fantastic if we can do that while not even being in the noble path. 1138. The clergy re-elected Cassius as the Patriarch of Magla. Exciting times definitely lie ahead for Anisot. A reception at the Brante residence. You come back home after a short stroll through the city. As soon as you set foot in the house, you are greeted by Stefan, who invites you to have a talk in Father's office. When you enter the room, Father has a heap of letters in front of him and is signing them one after another. Son, Stefan and I must discuss an important matter with you. While you were in the capital, our family formally petitioned the overseer to grant us the nobility of the sword. We have 3 generations of noble blood already. We have the right to make our nobility hereditary. Your grandfather took the first steps towards the nobility of the sword as soon as Stefan was born, and we are now on the brink of becoming the El Brantes. If Overseer Gaius Tempest and the nobles of the province deem us worthy, we will receive a hereditary title. All nobles of the Brante family will remain noble forever, as will their descendants. Father and I do our utmost to maintain the family's position, but our goal can be reached only if our reputation remains unblemished in the eyes of high society. The nobility is watching our every step. Father lays a hand on your shoulder. Now this is your cause too. The future of our family depends on it. We need an estimable reputation and wealth. Everyone bearing the name of Brante affects it. Remember that with every action you take, Jordan. You will have to appear before Anisot High Society. We are going to host a reception for the nobility at our home soon. You must uphold the honor of our family, brother. You will relate the news from Eterna to our guests and present yourself in a favorable light. With Stefan at the helm, the entire family spends a full week preparing for the majestic reception. The house is flooded with decorations and new tableware. Delicacies are cooking in the kitchen round the clock, and the napkins now bear an embroidered oak branch and chains, the Brante family crest. Gloria is the only one to neglect the common cause. Were it up to me, I wouldn't be seen at this hypocritical gathering, but I don't want to let Sir Robert down. He's the only reason I plan to stay for the event. The evening of the reception has come. Dignified conversations and the clinking of glasses fill the house. Among your guests are many high-born, powerful people. Your father and Stefan dance from guest to guest, making sure no one is overlooked. Young Jordan, how splendid to see you. So, what was your time in the capital like? You exchange pleasantries with a placed relative. Meanwhile, Gloria and Mother spend the evening on a settee by the wall without drawing any attention. Neither your father nor your elder brother introduced them to the noble guests. Still, one of the guests, a young nobleman of the sword named Jose L. Pelletier, keeps staring at Gloria in fascination. Oh dear. Your sister averts her eyes, bemused. Lady Gloria, you are the true gem of the evening. You look so marvellously daring. I haven't seen your like even in the capital. When you walk past Gloria, you hear her hurried whisper. Jordan, please talk to me. This is Sir L. Pelletier. Keeps following me. I feel uneasy. What does he want from me? I'm just a lowly commoner. Come with me to the other side of the room, although I'll probably still stand out among all these refined nobles. Look, it's Jeanne the painter. I wonder what's brought him so far from the capital. It would be fabulous if he could paint our family portrait. We should all be on canvas together. We're one big happy family, after all. Wine glass in hand, you cast a look across the crowded room. It is time to choose how you'll spend the evening. So we can't talk about our victory at the tournament, which is fine because we didn't do a tournament. We could purchase a family portrait, which will give us reputation and unity up, and manipulation and eloquence, but wealth will go down, so that sounds pretty good. We could present our mother and sister, which increases unity, willpower, and gloria. Sorry, it increases unity, willpower and gloria, but Stefan and reputation go down. Or we could choose and share the news with the capital. Stefan goes up, manipulation goes up, diplomacy goes up, and reputation goes up. But unity doesn't, which is a shame. I'd like unity to go up. This is a tough one. I'd kind of like Stefan to go up as well. So we're going to lose unity if I don't do this. But that's all pros. Let me just check what we need to make us a noble by the sword again. Yeah, see, wealth greater than 5 and reputation greater than 8. I don't know if we can do that. Yeah, so we can't let our wealth drop. Although I wonder if that decision about the jewels from the Arcane will come and that'll give us more wealth in the future. It might be nice to get unity, to be honest. But no, Stefan is the head of the house and he gave us a mission, so we're going to follow through with that. We're going to share the news from the capital, I think. Oh, I'd kind of like a family portrait, though. Wait, what does our wealth have to be? Just greater than 3, I think. No, it's greater than 5. Oh dear. I mean, unity would be great because it would put us closer out of peace. And it gives us reputation, but it decreases wealth. I mean, the thing is as well, I'm assuming that decision with the Arcane is going to also be in this playthrough because this event is also in the playthrough, and we did this as a noble. Which means we could get +2 to wealth, so it's going to drop to 3. +2 gives us 5, which is enough to get that. But it means that we won't be able to do +2 for reputation. Like, if we do reputation with just this, we're going to get 5. Actually, you see, the thing is, though, our wealth is 4 now, so +2 would give it 6. I'm just thinking about that. If that money arrives, it will give us +2, which would give us 6 without giving it a boost. But actually, we need the reputation more than we need the wealth. I did say I wasn't going to focus on reputation in this playthrough, but I didn't realize that we could get a noble as well. That we actually can get. That's interesting, actually. So we do want to convict him, it seems. Anyway, I don't know if we can make it to 8 though, to be honest, in this playthrough. I would like the unity. I just think there'll be more opportunities to raise reputation and unity in the future, but probably not wealth. This could be a big decision for our family. This could decide between us getting the sword and not. God, I really don't know. I really don't know. So by that as well, we should be working towards getting the Inquisition to 7 or 8, because we don't want to convict him, because it seems like he's going to be guilty. Oh. If you got wealth to 6 and reputation to 8, then we could become the favoured by the Overseer. Oh, we need to be plus 10 wealth to be family of means. That's not going to happen. Oh, unity needs to be 8 for a man to recover from a grave illness. Oof, that's difficult. Oh, I'm going to do the family portrait. A reception at the Brante residence. I've already read that, sorry. The artist is scrutinizing the portrait of your grandfather on the wall of the sitting room. You will always remember grandfather like this, his heavy, searching look, his hawkish features, his imposing body, and the cane he kept in his hand at all times. As if by pure chance, you passed by Durant and mentioned that the portrait was painted by a local artist, but surely Sir Durante's skill must be incomparably greater. Would he be interested in painting a group portrait of the entire Brante family? At first, Durante politely declines. He must head back to the capital soon and has no time to spare for a painting. But you remonstrate that you will pay any price, and his work will be seen by the highest society of Anisot. Durante eventually succumbs to your persuasion. You spend the night negotiating with a painter. A proper portrait will take a fair amount of time to paint, and Durante's prices are high. Convincing your family turns out to be just as challenging. Gloria will not pose in a dress or put her hair in a bun. Nathan almost has to be forced to cut his hair. Stefan insists that he must be drawn to the right of his father, with Gloria behind them. Eventually you succeed in helping your family reach a consensus. The portrait is perfect. Your parents look dignified, hand in hand. Stefan stands proudly to the right. You in the best attire are to the left of them. Gloria brings some life to the painting with her unruly hair and daring outfit. Even Nathan seems to belong there. The portrait is proudly displayed above the fireplace in the sitting room. No one else in Magra has a portrait by Durante himself. This will emphasize our position. For once, Gloria agrees with her elder brother. At least on this canvas we are all one family, whatever our states may be. So we've slipped into poverty, which is dodgy, but reputation has gone up and so has unity, so that's quite good. We don't want to fall into ruin. We increased eloquence, which was just maxed eloquence to great orator, which is brilliant, and manipulation went up now, so we're canny. So that worked out quite well. I don't know if we'll get all of those events, but we can at least try and get some of them. We're aiming for unity 5. We're aiming for unity 8 now. We're aiming for unity 8 now in order to save Mother. But for now, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm loving this playthrough as a clergyman. I hope you are too. And let me know how you think the decisions are going. Would you have done differently? And who should we be siding with in the upcoming conflict with Stefan and Gloria? So I'll see you in the next episode. Take care and have a good day.